Hi, people.
Waiting, they happen.
More things they happen.
Yeah.
Things are really happening
In the streets, right? You look
everywhere.
nice.
Thank you.
I like your glasses.
Thank you.
And then the bling bling, you're just shining.
Hey, what-
Please, let me go and tap on the grace.
But you are looking Enigma Womanish.
I have to wrap the brand color.
Yes,
maybe.
so.
Oh my God. What I want to talk about, what we want to talk about today, it's one that drives home. It's unfortunately we're living in that reality. Today the country we find ourselves in, these things happen every day, happen to people around us, beside us, people we know, and we're not so compassionate about that. We've all gone through challenges at one point in our life or the other. We've all, been through stuff publicly, privately, either of our own making or not, but we've all been through stuff. But we have the right to, rise above that ashes, rise above that challenges, and then rebuild our life and thrive at it.
Yes.
We have the right to that. Anyone who has gone through something, you should not be there. You are not supposed to remain there. You have the right to thrive, to rise above that challenges. And, compassion is what we need in today's society, which is unfortunately not there. So these are the issues.
It's just a lot for us to dissect today. But we're going to try as much as possible to touch on the things that we need to touch on, or we can be able to touch on today.
Yeah.
So, in life, sometimes life can be tough. It can hit us with the unexpected, something we never even imagined that can happen. But one thing about the human spirit, the ability to rise.
Yeah.
If I must mention something about the Nigerian spirit, the ability to rise above, to rise again, to rebuild, to just stand up and move.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I don't even know how to put it. A topic that has affected a lot of people, that has given them the toughest experiences in life. We are talking about rising above trafficking, rising above abuse, rising when someone has been imprisoned and they're out. The whole experience is a lot. So we'll be dissecting it with our very own beautiful guest, Joy Tomo.
Yeah, Joy.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome,
I'm
Joy.
really excited to be here today.
So
with
Joy,
Enigma Women.
thank you, Joy. And you look Enigma Woman also.
How did you know? We're actually twinning, like in the same
Yeah.
And it's the spirit is one.
Yeah, the spirit's actually one.
Yes,
Joy.
yes.
Yeah.
So Joy is a humanitarian. Joy is a diplomat. She's an SDG advocate.
Yeah.
And she's also a very passionate woman who is passionate about volunteering for the right cause.
Yeah.
So Joy is with us today. She's going to help us dissect this because she has worked with these people firsthand, hand in hand. She has experienced them. She has heard their stories, and she's here to tell us or even educate us more on these things.
Yeah.
Welcome,
So Joy,
Joy.
thank you for taking our time to come and create this awareness. Joy is a social impact advocate. She's passionate about things like this, driving change, positive change. Always wanting to make an impact in her society, her close society, and just beyond that. So Joy, I know that you've been on the field. You've seen these things, you've heard the stories, you've experienced these things firsthand. You've even helped them navigate these challenges and all these things they face, trying to reintegrate them back into society. But I want to find out, because you really find people so deep in this cause that, their life is revolving around that, right? So I want to find out, how did you come about this passion? What ignites the passion in you?
Okay. So thank you so much for having this conversation. I really appreciate this platform, and I'm thankful because we need to have conversations around this. So for talking about the passion, how I came about this, so I think it will stem from volunteering. So right after or right while I was in school, I started volunteering. And one thing about being on the field, when you see certain things, you'll be like, there is a whole lot of work to be done, or how are these things happening? So for me, that was what sparked my interest in issues like this, in humanitarian issues. So I remember I was volunteering with an organization at the time, and we went to a community in Jos.
Okay.
And I saw so many things happening revolving around substance abuse, mental health, even maternal issues. And I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of issues, and we really need people to stand up, talk and do
about
the
it.
little we can do. So another thing about it is you can try to do so much, but even little goes a long way, even
Yeah.
if it's just one person you can
Yes.
help. So that's where the passion came from. And then this passion started driving me even till I moved to Abuja for my service. I came across a school and I'm like, what's going on here again? Like,
Yeah.
it seems like the issues are never ending.
Ending, yes.
What's going on here? This is education now. And I think that was now what sparked my interest in education.
Okay.
I knew, I think I've come to understand that education is very important.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
having the access I had,
Yes.
it wasn't so much of a top-notch school, but I know that quality education
It's very
is
important.
key.
Yes.
So when I saw this come, like, what's going on here? Like, the issues are never ending, and I had to do something.
Do something about
So
that.
from then on, it's been me just pushing. Once I see that this organization is doing this, I'm always eager to
Willing
help,
to be part of
and
that.
eager to participate, and just know that I'm touching lives.
Lives,
Yes.
yeah.
So that's
It's
been
quite
it.
remarkable,
Yes.
especially in the way that you do it. Like I'm most interested in the cases of substance abuse, mental health issues, and just things, child or human trafficking generally. And those are the things that you're interested, especially with your SDG initiative and interest. They are most of these SDG stuff. They are quite intertwined. One leads to the other. One touches the other. So you've been on the field. You've seen these people. You've seen what they go through. You've seen how hard it is for them to reintegrate back into the society. You've seen how some of them even get to a point they return back to, where you're trying to help them, overcome. So what are the most striking issues or cases you've seen in this line of work?
Just like you highlighted them,
Yeah.
I've seen cases of substance abuse and survivors from trafficking and a whole lot of other issues.
Yeah.
So let's talk about substance abuse. And just like you mentioned, they are intertwined. So you see somebody who is actually trying to recover from substance abuse, and you see that, what was the underlying issue?
Okay.
You see that maybe the person was trafficked.
Oh.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, tell me about it. And the person is like, oh, okay, so I never used to do drugs, but whilst we were being trafficked, we
Yeah.
were introduced to it.
Drugs.
And so that's how they get addicted to it. So you're not just helping them recover from the trauma of trafficking, you're also helping them to deal with
It's drug abuse,
substance
Yes.
abuse. So there are just a whole lot of things. And then you also have people who start abusing substances because of peer pressure.
Oh.
So some of them, they will never used to do it, but for the company they keep, they
Yes.
now get introduced
Introduced
into
to
it.
that.
And you see some of these people are from good homes. Their parents have even done well to train them, moral upbringing and all of that.
And you still fall into
But
that.
friends, maybe from school, from their location, and it's
And
really
it's a whole lot.
Sad.
it's sad.
I was in a communication with you the other day, or the conversation with you the other day, and then, you were telling me sometimes, with regarding trafficking, there are stories where you see people well educated, but you're trying to pinpoint how did it, because sometimes you think it's maybe the less privileged that falls into this, and then we need to do better to kind of protect our people. But then you see someone who maybe was under the guise of maybe better opportunity,
yes.
work outside the country, and then you see them being trafficked. How did you fall into these traps? Because we have to create awareness.
Yes, we have to. So trafficking is something that when I started getting enlightened about it, it blew my mind because it's one of the, did I say, most lucrative businesses right now. You don't
really?
need much. Yes,
You don't need much capital.
yes, you don't need much capital to start. You just need the people you're working with. It's a cartel. So you have people working at point A, people working at point B, point C, and the likes.
Yes.
And anybody can be trafficked. The moment I got to understand that point, I even became scared for myself because at some point I started looking out for scholarships and all of that. But because of the knowledge I've been able to get, I always want to scrutinize everything.
Yeah.
So you see people getting job offers. We are not saying that there are no good
job
ones.
offers.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are. My sister got a job offer and she's been able to travel out. So there are some people who are not able to see the red flags. Some people are just excited about the opportunity. Oh, I'm finally going to travel out. I'm going to work. So anybody can be trafficked. So you see job offers. You see people say, "Oh, come, I'm going to do a scholarship."
Yeah.
But then behind it,
Just individuals or institutions.
it
or
can be organizations. They are well planned syndicates, like well structured
organizations.
Yes.
Telling you that they want to
can
give you scholarship.
even they can even have a website and everything, and I think it's real. You see the address. In fact, there was a case a colleague of mine was tracking. He was investigating. So he was going to be artificial lamb. He was willing to even travel to Lagos because the guy had called him to say, "Oh, come to this location,
place.
and then we are going to move." But he knew yes,
Without move how? To travel?
Yes.
Wow.
He had already told him everything, and my colleague was just following. But he knew that these are
the guys.
Yes,
These are the guys they are looking at.
So he kept trying to follow, but I think there's been a stall on the process. But he's still on that.
Okay, so my question now is, does this affect a particular gender? Do women or girls actually fall for this more than, because, for example, when you look at the case of human trafficking, a lot of girls, young girls, have been victim, more girls than boys, because at the end of the day, they take them for maybe sexual sex workers, right?
Yes.
And then so it's more lucrative that they get females, right? Can you just shed the light on that?
So both genders are actually trafficked.
Yeah.
But when you look at the percentage, it's more for the girls because it's more lucrative. So the boys can be shipped for forced labor. They go there and do all manner of despicable things. But for the females, that's where they make more money. Like somebody that has shared her story, she said they sold her for 2 million. 2 million naira. Yes. When she got there, they're like, "Oh, they paid 2 million naira. And so if you want to regain your freedom, you have to work." She decided she has to work and pay 6 million.
With interest.
Yes. Just pay 6 million and told her the current. They gave her the figure in the currency of that country where she was taken to. So it's more for the females. And
so what kind of work does she have to do before?
Sex exploitation, forced labor, like they do all manner of things. And this lady even went on to say, "Oh, they were taxed to sleep with 20 men a day."
20 men
a day.
Oh my God.
So imagine,
how does someone come back from that trauma?
Wow.
I really can't even imagine it. Because 20 men a day, like every day. And she said she was there for almost 2 years.
2 years.
So imagine somebody going through all of that every day. And this is what now brings us to talk about substance abuse. Because a right thinking human being will not want to do that. Yes. Will not be able to do that. And then they introduce these people to drugs so that they can keep up with their targets.
So now, these things, some of these people, they don't even know what they're going for. You know how the rate of japa has increased in this country due to maybe economic situation of Nigeria and all of that. So everyone is looking for an opportunity.
Yes.
So these guys, I think that's why they sell, or maybe they get their victims, or should I call them survivors?
Yes, they easily prey on them
because they are eager to japa to leave the
yes.
country.
That could be one of the causes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another angle. There needs to be sensitization, awareness at the grassroots.
Yeah.
Because in as much as well educated people and learned people can be trafficked,
Yes.
it is more in the local areas.
Yeah.
So like this girl now, she was just fresh out of secondary school. She just graduated. And then they called her and they're like, oh, don't you want to help your family? Because she said her family was going through
A lot.
yes at that
yeah.
time. Don't want to help your family. There's this job for you in this country. You just go and work as a house girl, and they'll pay you 200,000 naira monthly.
Monthly. That's how they lure them.
Yes, and so she saw it as big money because you can't come and tell me you pay me 200,000 naira as a house girl and I'll jump at it. So
Yeah.
they looked for
the less.
yes,
Yeah, the vulnerable
and she was
ones.
so excited about it. And she was like, and then I told her, so now these are the red flags. They told her, don't tell anybody. So if it's genuine, why are you not telling me not to tell anybody? So they told her, don't tell anybody.
Wow.
Don't tell your
Your
parents. Don't
But
tell
do you
your
know some
friends.
people might even tell their parents, but because of that finances issue and all that, the parents don't even mind.
Actually
Yes.
go
You know
and
those
work.
parents that can send their children to go to this person's house and live
Yeah.
with them and
Yes.
serve them and things like that.
Yes.
And then they sneak them out of the country.
Yes, they told her, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Just surprise them when you
You
get
get the
there.
money.
When you get there, you now
You
tell
call
them,
them you're
oh,
abroad."
and I'm working to send you money. So
Oh.
she saw it as, oh, let me
An
help my
opportunity,
family,
yeah.
surprise them. And that was
I heard this one that there's this group, they call guys, they will tell guys, oh, do you want to travel abroad? I can help you. You know, this is not even the case of those people that travel through the sea or through the desert. They'll tell you, okay, we can do your papers, help you book your flights and the whole thing, and you travel. Meanwhile, they're booking it and they're holding on to your papers.
Your passport.
They're holding on to your passport and everything.
Your travel
And they will take you
documents.
to maybe the nearest African country. And they'll put you in a room, plenty guys in one room, and they teach you guys how to press laptop. You know, we know what that means,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you're there, you're doing it. They will tell you, okay, do it like this, do it like this. You're doing it, and you're remitting the whole money to them. Of course, they are the ones collecting it. So they will keep you as long as they feel necessary.
because they're
Or they
holding
deem
on to
fit.
your
Do your
papers and
documents.
there's
Yeah,
nothing-
you can do. I can't even run away.
How as we, as a country, as even individuals, as organizations, help this kind of people? Because I don't even want to call them victims now, right?
Yeah,
But
I
what
call
for
them
them
survivors.
Okay.
Yes. So first things first, we need to create awareness.
Yeah.
And that's why
About
I'm
these
really
things.
grateful for this
Platform,
platform,
yeah.
because I know that it's going to enlighten a lot of people. And the work is not just for us alone. We are calling on other CSOs,
Yes.
individuals that have that platform where they can reach a wide audience
Yeah.
to talk to people about the science of these things. And for those people who are there, that's why we need to work with the government too. The
To bring
government
them
has
back.
a whole lot
Large
to do
role.
Yes.
concerning these issues,
Yes.
because okay, at this level, what we can do is to
Create
create
awareness.
awareness. So, and we used to say it in the development space, you can't do everything by yourself. And that's why we partner, we collaborate.
Yeah.
So as a CSO now, the CSO I work with, what we do is to create awareness. So sometimes we partner with agencies like NAPTIP.
Okay.
And NAPTIP to say, oh, they're partnering with the embassies and the
Okay.
government. So we have to come together. In as much as we are also raising awareness, when we get information like this, let's say someone reaches out to you, your
Yeah.
platform, and say, oh, please, I'm in this situation.
Situation.
You can now reach out
to
to
them.
So what would be the right channel to report things like this? Like you said,
Okay.
someone can reach out to Enigma Woman, now email Enigma Woman Limited and say, okay, something is happening to me. What do I do? They told me not to tell anybody. I'm in so situation. What would be the channel to direct this complaint to?
So you can easily reach out to NAPTIP.
NAPTIP.
Or if you know an organization, say the organization I work with, you can reach out to me. Okay, let's say, assume you don't even know how NAPTIP works.
yeah.
You can reach out to us and say, oh, I just got a tip on this information.
Yeah.
We too will now swing into action to contact NAPTIP and say, oh, we've gotten information on this. Please, we need to work together to bring this person back. There's the instance of a lady she was a nurse in Nigeria, and then somebody told her, "Oh, there's a better opportunity outside as a nurse." And when she got there, they seized her papers and subjected her to all forms of violation.
Oh my God.
So she was able to reach out to someone who reached out to us, and then they were able to facilitate her return.
And she's
back.
Oh,
And she's been
amazing to hear
reintegrated
back
into
into
the
society.
society.
But amidst all these challenges, let's even talk about the emotional toll it takes on these survivors, you know, because they go through a lot. There's a lot of trauma they have to deal with. How do the organizations like yours, how do they help these people, you know, walk through their journey of recovery, or at least getting back their life?
Yeah, and to add, when they are rescued, when they come back, how do you help them deal with the whole trauma that they've gone through?
So first things first, they go through rehabilitation, and this is why we have safe houses. We have organizations that run safe houses for these girls, because they are coming back. Some people have already heard that, oh, this is what happened to them. So you cannot just expose them to
Like that.
the stigma and everything. You take them to these safe houses, as the name implies, it is a safe house. Then they start going through, then they go through medical checkups and all of that to see, okay, if they've contracted any disease, so you know how to start treating them. Then you also check for other things. So once that is settled, you start talking to them. You start
The therapy?
Yes, therapy. You talk to them about what has happened to them is not who they are, and that's why they are being called survivors. So they are not called by what has happened to them. We don't call them victims, because that victim will still bring that idea of but when you call them a survivor, it shows their
gives them that unbeatable spirit that they need.
It shows strength. So they are survivors of whatever they've gone through. And there's this organization I know. She does a quarterly leadership forum for survivors. So for these young children, she brings them together. She gives them leadership roles. So it's a program, and she gives them the platform to lead, to do everything. So it gives them this sense of leadership, ownership, and it helps them. So they even have a book club. They read a book. They now come and do a book review. And so these things help them. And you even see they change their names. This one will come and say, "Oh, my name is Victory. I am a victor." So they go on to recite,
like a support group.
They go on to recite it and say, "Oh, I am not what happened to me. I am victorious. That's why my name is Victor, or my name is Victory." And they also have empowerment too, for those who want to learn a skill. So this keeps them busy. And then for organizations that have the financial capacity, when they are being integrated, they open a business for them so that they continue with what they have learned. So these are some things that are being done to help them.
So at what point do you now let them into the society to, you know, kind of reintegrate?
So some of them actually come and tell you, "Okay, I think I'm ready to go back home to meet my family," and you now let them go. For some that you feel like there's a duration to, though not everybody heals at the same pace. So once someone gets to that duration and you say, "Okay, they are now doing well," you can now
let them out.
And then organizations still try to follow up with these people.
Yeah, because that brings me to the next, you know, part of the conversation. You know, when you let them back into the society, you know, to reintegrate and you know, get their normal life back, you find out that some people, like you say, some people heal at a very slow, you know, pace, and then some of them go back and they find themselves back in that situation, especially with things like the substance abuse. You know, they find themselves back in that circle. So in cases like this, what do we do? Or what do you do as an organization?
In cases like that, I think we might still have to bring the person back to the safe house, because exposing them to that life is going to cause more damage. So sometimes you have to take them back in with their consent. You can't force them.
Yes,
with their
consent is very necessary.
You have to take them back in if they are willing. And then that's why I also talked about empowerment. So once they are back, you have to keep them busy. Because I know we are all conversant with that phrase of an idle man is devil's workshop. So for people who have been through that and they're not doing anything, it's still
Make
still,
them go back.
yes,
Yeah.
go back,
Be
or they're
aware.
looking for the next thing to just then take their mind off how they feel. So that's why empowerment is key. If you're even able to employ them, like there's another lady I know, she got a job. And we were even trying to call her to say, oh, we're doing a documentary, can you come? And she said, oh, I cannot come, I'm busy. So at least she's even busy enough.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, she's busy to even say, oh, I cannot come. So we are happy about that, to say that okay, this person
she
is
has
busy.
her
So
mind,
we know
she's
that the
engaged.
chances of her slipping into those vices,
Habits
yes,
back,
they're
But,
minimal.
but some people, when they come out and they don't even want to be the face of anything or represent or come and maybe create more awareness, because sometimes we create awareness, but we don't create acceptance. Because awareness is one thing, then acceptance is another thing.
Yeah.
We can just be behind the camera or in front of the camera rather and chant and say, oh, we're creating awareness, do this, do that. But when these
don't
people
practice.
reintegrate, we isolate them.
Yeah.
We just like move them one side. And if they tell you, oh, this person has been in prison and they came back,
Yeah.
you are shifting. You're
Yeah,
trying
like-
to, you understand? You're scared of the person and things.
What she's
So-
saying is very valid.
So how do we, as even individuals, even the society, or even you guys, this organization, help
practice acceptance.
practice acceptance?
So for individuals, that's why we need to have empathy and reorientation about some of these things. Like talking about like someone who has been to prison just on Sunday. On Sunday, someone testified in church. He had been in prison for 29 years.
9 years.
29 good years. In fact, the moment I started weeping was when he said he said he was in prison in the year 1996.
That was
Wow.
big.
The year
I can imagine.
This is not funny, right?
But
but I'm like, Jesus, somebody has been in prison. Like,
Oh, you're lying, man.
I've lived as I'm like to this day.
you were born and you've grown to this point
This
that
person has
somebody
been in prison for all my life.
All
So I'm
your
trying to imagine how I've moved from primary school to secondary school to
Yeah.
one
university.
person has been
Yes.
stuck
And one person,
somewhere.
like he doesn't even know about the technologies that we have now.
No.
He went in at the time, maybe there was no, at that
Yes.
time were there phones.
Maybe
No,
not.
there was
Yeah.
not. The
So-
GSM type of phone.
And somebody that sat up beside me, she said, I don't use BlackBerry. I don't use iPhone. I use multi-links. This man don't even
know
know all
what's
this.
going on. So he went in in a different time, and then when he came out, he met a different world.
Different world.
So, like we were all weeping in church. Like I think the moment I started crying was when it struck me that this man has been in prison since day. In fact, even before the month I was born, because he mentioned the date. And I was crying. Everybody was crying. In fact, the moment he finished the time, everybody was now, they were throwing money at him. As in, and people were talking about how Nigerians have good hearts, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the part
We
time
do.
we do.
We
Yeah.
try.
We do. So in that light, we just need to have reorientation. In as much as yes, they were throwing money,
Yeah.
we still need to find room to say, okay, how can we help this person or not make this person feel like
You know,
what
there's
he
this
has
been
stigma.
through. Yes.
Because
They're
most of the
different
time,
from us.
most of the time, these stigmas lurk in the shadows. You know, you
Yes,
see,
yes.
someone would even insult somebody and say ex-convict. You know, that's a stigma, you know.
Yes.
So when they've been through these challenges, it's hard most times for them to fully reintegrate into the society, because there's no, like you said,
Yes.
we are practicing, you know, trying to create more awareness.
Awareness.
But awareness doesn't just stop at talking. It goes through acting. You know, you're acting, you're showing that compassion and acceptance, and not trying to say, oh, because sometimes some people say avoid this person,
Yeah.
avoid this person.
Because
And
even
it's hard
after
for them.
telling his story, some
Yes.
people can just avoid him, or they'll be asking, what did you
They're
What
like,
did you
did you
do,
let
you know?
know before let's
or be
start
careful,
running
be
away?
careful with him.
Yeah.
So, and you talked about our responsibilities. So I was very happy after he shared the testimony. Our pastor came up and said, okay, that some persons in the church have decided to rehabilitate
Take
him.
him.
And
Oh,
we were also
so happy.
because yes, we are sympathetic towards it, and then we are also trying our best to see how we can help him to reintegrate.
Yeah.
So these are the responsibilities of individuals, organizations, even religious institutions.
Yeah.
Because yes, we need to help these
Mosques.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for CSOs or NGOs, like some organizations say, oh, we are into awareness. Some specialize in awareness,
Okay,
creating
okay,
awareness.
okay.
Some, their specialty is the rehabilitation.
Okay.
So we work closely with these
Closely with-
people to say,
okay.
okay, we've done our own awareness, so we've created awareness on this,
Okay.
but we have this person
At this point you need to take.
so we now transfer the person to this
to-
organization, and we still regularly check up and follow up, so that even if it's maybe financial contribution,
Yeah.
we can also contribute to see how we can help. And you can even say, okay, this person can come and work in our organization.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah.
You know, bring them back
Yes.
to
Yes.
So at least it makes the person feel like
Practice
I am accepted.
Yes, and for the fact they've been through that, they're helping people who are
Yes,
just coming out
yes,
from it.
yes.
Yeah,
So
because that's why a lot
beautiful.
of people would not want to share their own story. You see, some of these survivors, you know, you call them for a documentary and say, okay, let's even talk about you. I firsthand, you know, you experience this firsthand, right?
Yes.
So can you come and even create awareness? Some of them still live in that fear, whatever it is, trauma that they've gone through, and they find it hard to come out and tell their story because of that judgment, because of, you know, they fear that maybe some of them go through a lot of threats or something, and then it kills their spirit, you know.
Yes.
So these are the realities of, you know, what we are going through or what's happening in our environment, in our country. Yeah.
And okay, let me just say so. And this is the social media era, and you know how social media is. There are a lot of people who are ready to mock others, and when it's maybe situations like the prostitution type, or what should I even call it? So they traffic them for prostitution and they're back, and people are seeing it because they are females. Some people can say, "Oh, are you sure they trafficked you, or you just went by yourself on your own?" So people need to be more empathetic and know how they talk.
Yes.
You can leave your thoughts to yourself, or maybe listen to understand the whole situation before you just jump in and just
Because
say
some of these
anything.
people were actually naive, especially the people that you know they at the grassroots level rather.
Yes.
Some of these people were actually naive. You know, like you said, the story you shared, she wanted better for her family, and then she went, and then, you know, she found herself in that situation. It wasn't her making.
Yes.
So we have to practice compassion, empathy, and also do a little research, read, hear them and hear their story.
Yes.
So that because like you said, anybody can be trafficked.
Yes.
You know, even if we are calling on the government to do something about this, you know, try to, because you said as point A to point B to point C, it's a whole cartel. But, you know, we should practice compassion.
And another thing I would like to add, another thing we try to do to help these survivors when they share their story, we try to keep ensure that their privacy is secure.
Yeah.
So what we do sometimes, we blur their faces, or we change their names. We can tell you, oh, this person's name is Hope, but that's not her name. So we're just so that you don't. For people who their story is not out there, especially maybe in their locality, you may not even know. They just tell you that the person traveled, but this is what has happened to the person.
Okay.
So when the person is sharing, we try to blur their faces or even change their voice, change their names, so that their identity is protected.
hidden. Okay,
So they can easily share without being stigmatized. Say, oh, see, is this person?
Is that stigmatization that is now letting us as a society or as an organization now just blur their took those measures, you know, they're taking that measures because there's a stigma. So this stigma needs to go.
Yeah, and
you
even
know?
the social media platforms. I saw recently, I think there's this case that happened years ago. So yesterday was should I call it the anniversary or something like that? So they posted it and they posted, yes, the little girl, and they didn't blur the face. And I saw comments like, why didn't you blur the faces of this girl? So I was trying to understand, okay, this is the right thing to do.
Yes. I think I read it too, and I think it happened 7 years ago.
Yes.
So.
You know, now we're talking about stigma. Let's even go further a bit and talk about, you know, aside from the survivors, you know, having to face that constant, you know, stigma, even their family members, most times they extend to the family members and even the parents, the siblings, and you see that, you know, people lose friends or whatever because their kid or someone they know or someone who's close to them had gone through this you know, life challenges. Or so how do we even help? Or in a better way, let me put this question in a better way. How do we even help the families, their loved ones, even navigate this stigma because he extends to them.
So this is where support comes from.
Yeah.
We need to support them and help them and know that they are not alone.
Okay.
We see their pain, we see
Okay.
their struggle, and they don't have to go through all of it alone.
Alone.
It's the moment you leave them to handle that situation themselves, that's when it becomes heavier for them.
For them.
But when they see that, oh, I have this organization behind me, I have my community around me, it goes a long way. So I'll still want to share the story of the lady I spoke about because I had a chat with the mom.
Okay.
And she talked about how like she had people supporting her.
Yeah.
So it gave her strength in as much as she was pained about not seeing her daughter, not knowing where her daughter was,
That must be tough.
but the support from organizations, because she said she had gone to Human Rights Radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she still got support and they said, oh, they'll see what they can do.
about that.
So these things just have a way of restoring hope. And
so families going through this. Yeah.
So that's why as a community, as individuals, the moment maybe we get wind of, oh, this person, this is what is happening with this person, we can just help give all the support we can because that's like the best we can do.
Yeah.
Enigma Woman.
You know, when you hear human trafficking, you think it's when they take you to cross the border. That's when you'll be trafficked. But, you know, I've just got to learn this morning when you're sharing that it could be even within the walls or the borders of Nigeria that these things happen. It mustn't be when you are taken outside that you're trafficked. Can you like shed a light on that?
So that's absolutely correct. Trafficking doesn't mean, oh yes, I know that when you're taken outside the borders, you're being trafficked, but even within the country, you can be trafficked. So we have issues of children that are not even up to 18 years.
Yes.
They go to these villages. That's why you see grassroots sensitization is very important. So they go to these villages and they now promise them, oh, we're going to take your child to the city, Abuja, or maybe Lagos. They call big states. But it's not even limited to just Abuja and Lagos. So they take taking someone from the village to the capital.
Yeah,
it's also trafficking.
Trafficking. Yeah.
So they go there and they say, oh, we're taking your daughter to the city. She's going to work and she'll go to school. They promise this, but the moment the child steps in here, all manner of dehumanizing things are being done to these children. Then we have people who run the business. When you need a house help, I know it's against the law to employ somebody that
underage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have people who run these businesses on the low. You tell them, oh, I need a house help. They will now go to the village. They will now look for the children, and because of poverty, they release their children. And then people who are now paying the woman, they don't pay directly to the families.
Okay.
They pay through this woman who now takes the chunk of the money
Okay.
and sometimes they don't even give the parents anything.
So they're like the agents.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have these children just here working. They're not going to school. And the money that is supposed to be for the family doesn't even get to them. So sometimes they don't even get to hear from their children. They don't even know how their children is faring. And sometimes on their own end, they feel like they've been relieved of
the financial duty.
Yes. So it's really sad. And like how this thing even gets started, sometimes you see, I don't know if you've seen videos of children who they flogged mercilessly.
Yes.
There was one like my colleague went somewhere and he saw them flogging the girl. When he tried to interrogate the girl, that was when she now opened up to say, oh, she came to work as house girl. They promised her education. She's not going to school. They beat her for the slightest things. They beat her. Like you would even see the marks on her body.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so sad,
even recently, the one that is trending on the internet currently. A girl was brought to a house and she was there serving them, and the man was taking advantage of the girl. A very small girl. Even the son
too.
The son
in the
who
family
is already an adult, if I'm not mistaken, was taking advantage of the girl for many years.
Yes, I think they even said it was the son that started.
Before the
Then
husband
she
joined.
now reported the son, and then they now said, okay, they'll talk to him. Later, the man also
saw an
started.
opportunity for that.
And the girl died.
That's
She
sad.
died eventually.
Yes.
Because she went through, you can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine that. So there are a lot of people, a lot of young children, even boys, even young boys that go through sexual abuse,
Yes.
the whole molestation, the whole physical abuse, because they beat some as much as go through. I don't even know what to call this one, because they can give you there's this story I heard. This girl, she didn't cover the pots of food very well, and cockroach entered, and the auntie gave her the cockroach to eat it.
Oh my
That's
God.
sad. That's
Gave her the
sad.
food, or maybe if they cook food and they didn't warm it or something, and the food gets sour, she will have to eat that food until that's
Some
the
people-
only thing she'll be
Some
eating.
people are just, I
So
don't
they
know.
go
I don't know.
through inhumane things.
I don't know how people become so evil,
Heartless.
so heartless to that point. You know, because we preach about sensitization now. The people who do this, like how do they come about becoming who they are? You know, thinking it's okay to inflict that, you know, evil or whatever
To a
pain
human being.
on another human being, bettered by another woman, you know. So this, in fact, if we begin to talk about these things, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in our society. It's a lot. It's the, you know, human trafficking, the drug abuse, substance abuse, you know, and you begin to ask, where is the hope? Where is the hope?
Where's the hope?
Where is the hope for our society? Where is the hope for our children coming up? Where is the hope, Joy?
Before we talk about the hope, I think since we're still creating awareness,
Yeah,
I think trafficking is a very
broad.
broad topic that if you want to dissect, it would take maybe 10 episodes because we want to start talking about each one. We didn't even mention organ trafficking, even baby factory.
Yes,
That's another
that's
form on its
another.
own.
That baby factory is a
And
whole
yes,
business.
it's a whole business, and it's even thriving, even in this city.
Hmm.
And you see, even organ trafficking, some people are being trafficked just for their organs to be
Organ.
harvested.
Yeah.
So
Oh
some
my
people are
God.
not trafficked to go and even
Do
do the
prostitution
yes.
or
Some people
work
get
of-
there and they are unalived.
Oh
And
my
their
God.
organs are. In fact, then there are some people who they still capitalize on poverty. You know, in this part of the world, poverty is weaponized.
Yes,
Yes, it
yes.
is.
So they capitalize on it, and then they now go and tell them, "Oh, come and sell your organ." And you see these people selling their organ for as far as 100,000 naira.
Ah,
Yes,
wait. I didn't wait to.
they would remove. Let's
I
say
think I'm speechless.
yes. I think there was an organization that was working on it
Mhm.
in one of the remote villages close
Yes.
to Abuja.
So they traffic these individuals
Yes.
for their organs.
So it's a very broad.
I have this cousin of mine. She was working. This woman, she was just in charge of telling all the young girls, because she was sitting in a school. She was in charge of telling all the young girls to come and sell your egg. Come and sell your egg. I'll give you 50,000
Oh
naira.
my God.
So for them to extract the egg.
Egg. And if you were to do
Poverty
that
is
in a
weaponized.
sane setting, you're going to be paying more for that because yes, people actually donate their
yes, the
eggs.
egg
Yes,
donation. Yes.
But it is done in a proper setting.
Yes.
where
Yes.
everything is fine.
Structured well.
And you know, I think they said there are also health implication and risk when you're doing.
Of course, there
Yeah.
is.
So
yes.
these people are not enlightened to know that this 50,000 naira cannot. If you run into a health problem as regards or because you have done this donation, 50,000 naira cannot save you.
And most times they do, because they do these things poorly. Like the
Yes,
whole
exactly.
thing
In
is
a
just
poor
like,
facility,
yes.
maybe just one light and a table, and then
Yes.
they just come cut up. Oh my God.
So it's a whole lot.
It's a whole lot.
And
Wow. I'm glad we're having these conversations.
yes.
You know, one topic at a time. We are creating that awareness because it's part of it. You know, I know that for some people who have no access to internet or smartphones that can actually watch platforms like this talk about this, that's where the sensitized grassroots sensitization comes in. To help let these people know that this is. But aside from that, if you think about the part where you see poverty is used to as a weapon on these people to make these very rash and bad decisions. But how do we even help them? How? Because I think the government needs to come in with a well-structured plan to get people out of poverty, because the
Poverty.
underlying issue here is poverty.
Poverty. So that's why we have a whole lot of CSOs and NGOs, because sometimes if you want to leave the government to do everything,
Yeah.
they can only do what they will do. But organizations like the ones I work with,
Yes.
they usually step in. First off, I talked about education.
Yeah.
Education is key. When people are educated, even if poverty is there, at least they are educated to know some certain things. So that's why we push to see that people get education.
Yes.
So at the grassroots level, we push for education.
Yeah.
And then when education is there, we also push for empowerment.
Hmm.
Yes, you might not give them the millions,
Yeah.
but just setting them up in that small business, that small skill that they learn. We have organizations like GIZ that train people. They give skill acquisition, and I know that currently the government has also pushed out some initiatives
Yeah, okay.
for training people. So this is why our work now is to go to the grassroots to tell them, okay, there are opportunities like this that you can enroll for.
Okay.
So when these two things are prioritized,
It helps. It goes a long way. Yeah.
I think even talking about the government, it's not just federal government, even the states and the local government.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
They
I
have
think
a huge
there
role
should
to
be
play.
things put in place for
To
all
curb
those
this.
things,
Yeah.
curb all that.
Yes.
Because
And another very main point or very important point is starting from family, like we always talk or say here.
on the podcast, yeah.
Give birth to children you can train.
Example.
But that sensitization is not there. At the
Yeah,
grassroots.
it's not. But
I was listening
even in local healthcares, they will tell you, okay, women, they see women come in, give birth, and they give you option for contraceptives. What's this thing called again? There's this name for it. The contraceptive.
Yeah, to help.
To help,
family
family planning. Yes,
yeah.
thank you. The family planning thing. So I think we should take it seriously.
Yeah, because some of these women, do you know how I know some of these people don't know? Because some of them don't even get the chance to visit a hospital. Some of them have their babies at home.
Yeah.
And then I was watching a case where the judge was asking the lady, do you even know what it means, what family planning means? Because each time, in fact, hers was a case of violence. The man was always, beating her and just, physical violence. And then each time she goes back, she gets pregnant. And the judge was like, why you look pregnant?
She
She's
doesn't
like,
know.
she if I don't stay with her, I don't go get belly. Anytime I come back, she doesn't even know that you can, not have a baby if you don't want it. So some people don't even know.
But the healthcares, the clinics, the hospitals, those even pharmacies, even like people, the midwives that help them give birth at home. Because even if they give birth at home, someone will have to, a nurse or somebody has to help them. So they should always encourage them to do this family planning. So they can at least be able to take care of themselves or even see the finances to take care of the child and not giving birth more than they should.
That's a very strong point. Because just the same thing you're saying, I was having a conversation too, just over the week. And I was like, most of the crimes being perpetrated now are from people who were born into families where they could not be catered for. You see this particular issue where somebody has like 7 children and they're just managing in one room. So when they get to that age where, okay, their parents will push them out to the streets, go and look for what to eat or go and look for what to do, and that's why they
or go and sell.
Yeah, they now
start hawking.
Yes, and they're now going to crime or they get exposed to these issues that we're talking about.
That is just the main issue. And then ignorance, that that lack of education.
Yes.
I know that when a nation prioritizes education, that change they want would come, because like you say, enlightenment. If they are able to know these things, we educate our children, and those at the grassroots level, we can curb these things, curb it to the barest minimum. So I'm glad that you've shared these realities for us. We've been enlightened in so many ways, to know that these things actually happen. It happens it's in our environment, it's intertwined, it's there, and Thank you for shedding light on this conversation.
Joy.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
For
much.
honoring our invite and coming
it's,
to.
it's something I'm glad to do anytime
Yes.
because we see these things firsthand,
Firsthand,
and they're
yeah.
not pleasant to see.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So the best we can do is to go on to talk about it, go on different platforms, try to spread the word, spread the knowledge,
Yeah.
so that people who haven't fallen victims to some of these things can be abreast of what is
Enlightened,
going
yes.
on.
Yeah.
So it's my joy and my pleasure to be
Yeah.
here, and
Thank you.
I can't. I'm open to come in
Yeah.
anytime.
No, this is like, like you said, it's one spirit. So this
Yeah.
is like a second home to you, if we are going to call it that. So we can come talk about these things, because I don't think an episode is enough to really dissect this, but one step at a time, we'll
Yes.
continue to shed light and amplify these issues.
Yes.
Yeah, because really, these are the issues. So we have something that want to.
Okay, so
we'll
a small
share
thing
with
to
you.
lighten up the whole mood, because
I'm speechless. I'm sure I'll be thinking a lot this night. Like, I'm living in this world, and
Then
these
you
things
can
are
imagine
going on
people
in this way.
like
Of
maybe
course, of
child
course.
protection workers. I know
Mm.
somebody who resigned her job because she was seeing these things like
Too much for her to
yes,
bear.
and
Wow.
she said she was having sleepless nights.
Yeah,
So she had to
mental
Resign.
torture.
So for you people on the field, so you also go through trauma too.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Because sometimes when you're
You cannot
hearing this,
fathom how
yes, you
this
hear
things
them
go.
speak and you can't even imagine, because this is a human being like me. So you try to put yourself like
The empathy is
Yes.
just going to make you feel so.
Well, I'm sure there are trainings for you guys to be able to deal
Deal with
it.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, they
to
are.
help
they
people,
are.
because I mean, I know we're humans, we feel these things,
Mm.
because experiencing it firsthand, seeing it firsthand, you're like, some people cannot get back from it.
From
But
it,
I know
yes.
that with the trainings you undergo in your organization, helping you to also provide that support for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well
I
done.
also love the
Thank
fact
you.
that
I think people were the heroes without a
honestly,
case. Yeah.
honestly, and the platforms like televisions, like the Nollywood industry. Should I say Nollywood industry?
Yeah.
Sometimes they create awareness
Awareness,
using
yes,
the movies.
Movies,
If you
the
look
mo-
at Oloture,
Oloture,
Yeah.
things like
And
that.
then I
was-
think there's also a movie, and there's a baby farm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Baby Farm,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and we should see more movies like that,
Yeah.
because this, brings to us. Sometimes you're aware of this,
Yes.
but you kind
don't
of,
know the
you're not mindful
Mm.
of these things. You know that things like this exist, but you don't know how, the realities of it.
Yes.
So movies like that helps too,
Yes.
and conversations like ours. Yeah,
So even for those movies, another job for organizations like NGOs and CSOs is to take it to the grassroots. Because how many of them have access
To those
like now,
movies,
the
yes.
documentary I worked on,
Mhm.
the plan is to take it to the communities. We're going to go with a projector
and get them to watch
we're
and
going to
see.
get them to watch.
Oh,
Say,
that's
"This is it
amazing.
here."
And we need more volunteers.
Yeah,
Yes,
We need more volunteers. You
So
guys.
even though you have
Volunteer
like
for the
a
right
job,
cause.
you can this volunteering is going to be a contribution.
Yeah.
You're not paying money, you're just following us to
To go
help.
and do-
Yes.
with platforms like ours, we are more than available to collaborate in things like this, because that's
Yes.
like one of the things that aligns with our goal. Why we decided to come on this platform and
Yes.
speak on things like this. So when stuff like this come up, we are more than happy to collaborate. Just volunteer, like you said, to do things like this, because that would be where we'll be driving real change. Yeah.
So, everybody take a deep breath.
Like the
Smell
mood,
the rose
yeah.
and blow out the candles.
The mood in the studio today is
Yeah.
is one of
Okay.
I don't know what to call it, but I'm like, these things happen. I mean, these are our realities in the world we find ourselves.
Yes. And that's why we need to really restore hope
Yeah.
and imbibe an unbreakable spirit.
Yeah.
Because these things happen, a whole lot happen. And just as you said, even for those who haven't experienced it firsthand, the trauma of listening to another person is enough to dampen your spirit.
Yes, it's true.
But we just need to look
There's
for a
hope.
way to restore hope and embrace that part of healing,
Yes.
transformation,
And even help people
growth.
around us
Yes.
heal.
Yes.
So, Iberi, please, can you?
Game time.
Yeah, but I'm not even so excited to say, yeah, I really am not usually at this part of the podcast. When we say it's game time,
you're
we're
excited.
but today it's a whole different mood.
So we'll just go straight into it. So I'm going to read out. I'm going to say a word, what it means. So you just say answer what it means to you when you hear that word. So you can answer in with a word, another word, or you can answer a phrase or anyhow you want it. So reintegration means
Reintroducing.
Yeah.
Can I give us much?
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
much as you want.
Okay, or rediscovery.
Okay.
Oh, I like that one. Rebuilding, you know.
Acceptance.
Yeah. That will be the core of reintegration, because if you are creating awareness
Yes.
and there's no acceptance, you know,
Yes.
reintegration hasn't occurred.
Yeah.
So healing looks like,
Transformation.
because you've seen them firsthand.
Yes.
You've seen those people, they've gone through it and they are in the process of
Transform.
healing.
Yeah.
So when you see them, you see transformation,
Yeah.
wholeness.
Wholeness, yeah.
So what's the hardest thing about advocacy
Hmm.
for you?
The hardest thing about advocacy. I think.
I mean, there are just some tough times.
Yes. So I think I want to relate it to the trauma.
Okay. Yeah.
The trauma of seeing the realities that exist, because you can just be in your own world, and then when you get on the field, or you're trying to go on the journey of advocacy, seeing these things makes you question your own reality. Like, so this is happening. So I think the trauma of getting to know that some of these things actually exist in a world where you've just been living a cool and easy life.
Wow.
Nigeria needs more.
Yeah.
Nigeria needs more.
Nigeria needs more. We need a lot of things.
I don't even think we can just put in a word.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Words. Okay, we need more love. We need more empathy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need more awareness.
Yes.
We need more money.
Yeah. More fun.
Yeah.
more
Because
fun.
like you said, the underlying issue is poverty.
Yes.
So Nigeria needs more compassion. We need more compassion.
And we need more love, because if you have love for your fellow man beings, you will not sell your fellow man being now.
Yeah.
Or you will not harvest somebody's organ
or deceive somebody
Or put them through this sort of torture.
And love, because one thing I even forgot to mention is the toll it takes on the loved ones.
Yeah.
You see, like that woman now, she had sleepless nights. She told us now that she has health issues because she was always crying. She was not eating. So if we have more love, we will not put another person's family through that pain.
Trauma. Yeah.
And then we will not put the survivor through that whole journey of pain.
Yeah. Wow.
One thing you're proud of.
I'm proud of my resilience. So despite that I get to say all of these things, I'm still energized to go to the field and do more.
You're unbent and unbroken. Like
you're truly a humanitarian.
Yeah.
It takes a human. Not everybody, we're all human beings, but not everyone.
The humanitarian spirit in you. I really want to applaud you for, you inspire me to want to do more in the little way I can, for my immediate community and environment. Thank you for, joining us here and having this chat.
So, and for those people going through this toughest moment, this difficult time of their life, if you're going through addiction, you're going through trauma from these experiences, the struggles of it, or just know that we see you, we understand you, and you just have to rise above it. You have to keep going. You have to take it one step at a time and believe you're going to make it.
Yeah. If you've been with us to this point of this podcast, I'm a little dampened in my spirit. I would not say anything else, but one thing I want us to know is awareness doesn't just end with conversations. Awareness comes with acceptance, helping these people reintegrate back into the society and just rebuilding their life, because they have the right to rebuild and thrive at it. So if you like this conversation, you want to share with family, please go ahead and do. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, Ejo, Biko, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across our socials on Instagram, TikTok, and Thread at Enigma Woman Podcast. Until we come your way again.
Bye.
Enigma Woman.